Oops. Do you want to go out? To announce the winners of the ALLPOWERS S7. Hello everyone, hope you're well. In this video we've been sent this by Carpuride, and it's a unit that transfers your normal car or van radio system into iPlay or Android Play. So you get all the functions on your phone by fastening this to the actual van, and you can do it wireless, so you can do it through the radio frequency on your actual radio that's in your vehicle. And this one actually comes with a reversing camera as well. I'm looking forward to fitting this. I've got Apple Play in my car and we really like it. It really works very well. And we have an old GPS that's been really good value and it's lasted really well up on the dash. That one there, it's been there for some years and it's old now. The maps are out of date. Still works fine, but we're going to replace that with this 9-inch unit that we've been sent from Carpuride. So in the box, it comes well boxed. You get two different brackets. There's a suction bracket. There's a bracket with a sticky pad, and it also has screw holes in there so you can screw it down. You get a cigarette lock lighter power supply. You get an audio cable, micro stereo audio cable if your vehicle has that type of unit. This is the camera, and the camera has lights on it as well. So it needs a power supply, so we'll have a go at wiring this into the reversing lights of the van. And it's a wired cable. There's a pad there, so if you're using the suction cup, you can fasten that to your dash if your dash is not smooth, and it's also got holes in so you can drill it. An instruction book, but fitting this is quite easy. And then the actual 9-inch unit, which is touchscreen. So let's have a go at fitting it. I was editing this video, I thought I'm making this far too complicated, so I'm going to do this video in two parts. First of all, I'm going to show how easy and straightforward and simple it is to set this up in your car. Literally you can do it in minutes. And then I'm going to show more comprehensive of me running the cables, linking it to the reversing lights, so as I put the van in reverse, the internal camera will come on. But first of all, let's have a look how simple it is to set up. The easiest thing to do is literally plug the power supply that comes with it into the side of this. It can only go in one socket, and that fits into a cigarette lighter socket, and that gives you the power supply. And that can be as simple as you want it to be in relation to wiring. Although you can plug a standard charging lead for your phone, a USB to whichever charging lead it is, Android or iPhone, into the side of this, and that will automatically link your phone to this unit. I use an iPhone, so mine goes straight into the iPlayer side. If you don't want to do that, you can link it to the wireless connector using Bluetooth, and you simply switch on your Bluetooth settings on your phone, find it, it gives you a code and you log in, and it's as simple as that. I haven't done that because I have mine wired in, because I use this unit to actually charge my phone, as well as everything working off this from my phone. It also charges my phone at the same time. If you want the unit to play through your stereo, you can go onto this setting here, and this gives you a number of presets. I've set mine to 105.7, and this literally transmits in FM, and you tune your radio into FM to that frequency, and it picks up everything from this, all your tunes and everything else, and it sounds really good. So you can use all your settings on this, and the volume control and everything on my steering wheel still works for this unit, but it transmits from this to this using the frequency of FM. And if you've got some presets here, but if you don't want to use them, you can just set your own. Really easy, really clever. So if you just plug your phone in, it instantly knows your phone's connected and goes straight onto CarPlay or iPlay. I've been calling it iPlay because that's what it says on the box, but it's very similar to CarPlay that we have in our other car. And then you've got all your settings on there: text messages, your Google Maps, calendar, and it's touchscreen. You can read your WhatsApp messages, or you can send WhatsApp messages, so you can actually dictate your messages to this through WhatsApp and send them through Siri. You can send a call through this through WhatsApp. Really, really easy to use. Your music, I'm not going to play any music because I'll get a copyright strike, but as I said before, this is actually connected through the radio and through the audio lead, but the radio lead enables it to be linked direct to your radio station. So that's the soundtrack from one of my videos being played through this, transmitted from the cable into the radio station, and it sounds great. Really, really simple to use, and of course you can use Siri to talk to this, so if you want directions somewhere you can ask for directions and it'll put it up on the screen for you. So that's the easiest way to set this up. Really, really straightforward, not difficult at all, and you've got all your settings and everything on there. If you go onto the home page, this is the main system settings. You've got a graphic equalizer on there, so you can alter your graphic equalizer. There is a speaker on the back and there's a microphone socket as well, so you can actually just use this. If you haven't got a stereo system at all in your van or your car, you could just use this as it is, and the speakers are not too bad in it. You've got settings for the light. You can have it on automatic, or you can dim and brighten the light as much as you want it to be of the screen. Bluetooth settings are there. It's obviously already linked, so there's no need to go into that. You can plug a USB into it, so you can plug a USB inside there and you could play, obviously not when you're driving, but you could play a video, or you can actually play some music. There's a memory card in there. You can put all your tracks, all your favourite tracks on a memory card, and you can do it that way. And then you've got all your settings, so you can change the language, device speakers, so you can have those on and off. I've switched them on and off at the moment because it's been used through this. I actually saw this in John and Mandy, Gadget John and Mandy, B-Roll Mandy, Epic Adventure, whatever they call themselves now. John's got one of these and Mandy's got the smaller version of one of these, and it's exactly what I wanted, and purely by chance the people from CarPlay contacted me and asked me if I wanted to do a review. I think with this old unit I can get away. Oops, that's the old unit. That was a cheap GPS we did a review of some years back, and it's been really good. I use it all the time, but the ALLPOWERS one would be so much better. I'm wondering if I can actually use this bracket so it stays in the same place. Excuse the dust. Power supply. I need to take this panel off and run the cable for the new unit into the glove compartment. These just unclip. Need to be careful not to break them. But all I need to do is unclip it enough so I can get that cable out of there, around the clips. I don't have to take it all the way out. There we go. To enable me to get into the glove compartment, where I have a multi-socket device that's linked into this plug here, which comes on with the ignition. So I just need to pull that out and put the new unit in. It's good having this adapter in here because it's got USBs on and various other bits and pieces. That's a car charger that Joe's been using when she's on the passenger seat. So we'll just run this in the same way. Underneath here, all this is about managing cables and keeping the cables out the way. And there's probably a million different ways to do it. This has worked quite well for us, and thankfully the power socket on the unit's on this side, so it will fit in the same place. And I'm just nipping down the edge of this panel the cable before we actually clip that unit back in like this. Let's to get that around the back of there. More cable. Fitting this unit is a lot better than having to take all this out and all the faff you have with the different cables and different settings you have. So that just fits under there like that, and that power supply plugs into there. And these are switchable as well, these, which are quite good. And that just lives in there, like so. And that hides the cable out the way, and we just have this cable that fits in the side. There's enough movement in here that I can pull the cable back if it's a bit long. And that fits into that socket there, that power unit. And as I say, that comes on when the ignition switch is on. I've got it mounted in place. I think I'm actually gonna, I couldn't use the old bracket, so I've used the new bracket that looks like this. It's slightly longer, and I'm gonna have to screw it into the dash, I think, just to make it super safe. And I've put that Velcro underneath there just to give it some more support. I've lifted this again because this is the cable, wired cable for the actual reversing camera, and I want to lose that in the same way as I did the power supply. So I'll just put this in here. Which one is it? That one there. A bit fiddly, but certainly not as bad as taking the full bloody radio unit out. That's good. And there's the rest of that cable, which will route to the back. What the bracket looks like, and as you see, the bottom plate has some holes in. I'm just going to put some real short self-tappers into that, through the rubber into the plastic of the dash. They're out the way, you don't see them, and it'll make it super solid. So the final thing is to run this cable, which is for the reversing camera, and it's going to go up there, along there, through that channel that Adi fitted, along, and there's an hole at the back where I can make the connections. So it's quite easy to run through this. The lead to the camera wasn't long enough. I could have made one, but quickly off Instagram for about £3. Just got a phono extension lead, so I can finish the job. It was extremely easy to set up. My car has a socket down there for a stereo jack, so I've plugged the output of this into there, so I can use the auxiliary on my main radio unit, and that plays through the speakers of the van. And then I've put a USB cable to a lightning connector into my phone, and as well as transferring all the information across here, it also charges the phone at the same time. I'm pleased that the USB charges the phone as well, because it'd have been a bit awkward, but it's alright there, doesn't it? It's well steady. To enable the reversing camera to come on when I put the van in reverse, I've taken the light cluster off the back. This is the unit. There's just some screws down the side and some clips, and that enables you to get the light cluster completely off. There's a clip for the wiring, and then you can undo the inner section here that enables you to solder the wires on. So this is the reversing bulb. So I've put white wire to the positive side, which is the bottom pins of the bulb, and then a black wire to the earth, and I've soldered them onto the rails, so they're well soldered on there. So when this gets power, it'll already have an earth lead, and the power will come on the same time as this, is put it in reverse and switch the reversing camera on. I just need to put the light cluster back in now, and here's the cable to solder it to the actual camera. Always remember to put the shrink wrap on first. I'm just literally winding the two wires together, and then I'll solder them to make a strong connection. You can put an inline fuse here, but the actual light unit is fused already. It's called sweating them together. Makes a really strong connection. A lot better than those crimping connectors. This time with my glasses on. To solder like this, you basically put a hot soldering iron underneath the wire to warm it up, and the solder on top, and it just all melts together. Push the shrink ring back over, I'll just warm it up with a soldering iron. Can use a hot air gun. Simple as like that, super strong connectors. So I've refitted the light cluster. There's just 3 screws down the side of there and there's clips on the other side to hold it into place. It goes in nice and easy. The cabling comes out the back of that into the panel there. It's got some covering on, and then I link it to the camera, and I've just clipped the cables underneath the seal. There it is against the other camera. Already have one camera system in the camper van. This is a front dash camera here which faces out the windscreen, and there's a camera on the back which fits into this rear view mirror, which gives me a great view, and it records front and back at the same time. Great piece of kit. I'll put a link up here to the review for that. So this system here, the camera system in this, when I put the gear lever into reverse, it puts the power to the rear camera and enables me to see right down the back of the van for reversing up against things. So there's the camera onto the back of the car, which uses a rear view camera, and then this is the one that I actually use for this system, which will be able to give me a better look at what I'm reversing into, so I don't hit any walls or squash my bike when the bike's on the bike rack. As I'm just finishing editing this video, I forgot to announce the winners of the ALLPOWERS S700 giveaway, and we're filming this before the closing date, so the winner of the ALLPOWERS 700 will be this person. Hopefully you live in the UK, because it was only open to subscribers in the UK, and we'll get that in the post here. We'll send you a comment for the last video, and we'll ask you to email us at onemanandhiswhippet@gmail.com. We'll get your postal details and we'll get it in the post for you, and we'll cover the costs. Like always, lots of scammers out there. That's the only way we communicate, and we'll never ask you for any postage or any other funds in any other way. So if you get any other comments, it's not from me, I'm afraid. So I better let them two get out, haven't we? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go for a walk? Come on then, come on then, let's go. Or do you want your treat and your dinner? Rosie, you are so funny. Hope you've enjoyed that video, and it's something different. I'll put all the information and any discount codes or any information for this unit in the description below, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again for watching.